Pick Scripts, the crossword books.
The Verity Chronicles. The Stolen Crown. Chapter 2, Part 1. It was cold today. Not the ordinary blizzard land chill, but the kind of cold that seeps into the bones when dread takes hold. Princess Verity stood on the icy steps of the castle, between the king and queen, her purple scarf flapping wildly in the wind. At the end of the snow-slick path, a black SUV rolled into view. Its steel body glistened under the pale sun as it glided through the gates. The car crunched to a halt. Verity couldn't see through the tinted windows, but she knew whose bottom graced those subtle leather seats. The door swung open, and out stepped Sylvie. "Cousin Verity," she said, flinging her arms wide. Her voice was as shrill as it was 2 years ago, the last time Verity had seen her.
"Sylvie?"
Verity replied, her tone as forced as she could manage. Sylvie was, in truth, Queen Valerie's cousin, making her Verity's first cousin once removed, but understandably that was a mouthful. Her dark braided hair had not a single plait out of place. Her heels clicked with authority as she approached. She smiled, though her eyes did not. "How have you been?" Sylvie embraced Verity and air-kissed her on both cheeks. Before Verity could respond, Sylvie had whipped the crown off her head and was polishing it with spit. "Better keep that thing clean, little cousin," she said, setting it back, slanted, on Verity's head. "I always did. You know, when it used to belong to me." And there it was, the reason Verity despised her cousin's visits. Sylvie could never last more than a few minutes without reminding everyone she had once been queen, and that Verity's mother, regent. That was before everything had gone south, and Queen Valerie had taken the crown for her own, permanently. "Let's go inside," Queen Valerie said, shooting Verity a warning glance. "Supper awaits." Verity followed behind the queen, as was custom. Sylvie, however, stalked ahead, almost bowling Valerie off her feet. The queen pressed her lips together but said nothing. Dinner was delightful, as always, a vegetarian lasagna with garlic bread, which never failed to hit the spot. Sylvie, however, spent the entire meal prodding her food as though she expected to uncover something sinister. The garlic bread she tossed to the sled dogs the moment it touched her plate. Then, right on cue, she began reminiscing about how much better things had been when she lived there, and how everything had gone downhill since her eviction. The servants, Sarah and Ed, brought Verity a double portion of their extra special homemade ice cream. Special because of the sprinkles buried in every scoop. "A taste of magic," Sarah said, winking at her. Sylvie pushed hers away with the tips of her fingers, as though touching it might give her a rash. "Don't like the food, my lady?" Sarah asked, retrieving the silver dish. "You used to call me your highness, remember?" Sylvie snapped, snatching the bowl back and setting it down again, still refusing to touch it. Sarah bit her lip as though to hold her tongue, but the words spilled out anyway, sharp and unstoppable. "And perhaps I'd still call you your highness if you hadn't done such a bad job. It's not my fault the people made you abdicate." Sylvie shot to her feet. Her chair clattered against the marble floor. "How dare you!" "Everyone calm down." The king ushered Sarah and Ed from the dining room. "Please, Sylvie, let's not ruin a lovely dinner." Sylvie scoffed and flung herself into another chair. "I was a good queen. I just... Tears welled in her eyes. She covered her face and fled the room, her velvet navy gown sweeping behind her. The king exhaled and sank into his chair. Why did we invite her again? She's family, Valerie said softly. It's not easy being made queen at 8. Well, she's 21 now and still as immature as the day she forfeited the crown. He yawned and stretched. I'm off to the office to send a few emails, then bed. Hopefully tomorrow goes better than today. He kissed his wife, hugged Verity, and departed.
Mum, do you ever miss being normal?
Verity asked, scraping the last of the ice cream from her dish. No. Valerie smoothed her skirt and stood. I was born to be queen. Unfortunately, your cousin Sylvie was not, birthright or no. She kissed Verity's head and glided from the room. With her belly full, Verity headed for bed too. Verity dragged her leaden feet up the winding staircase. She pushed open her bedroom door, ready to collapse, only to find a Sylvie-sized lump beneath the covers.
What are you doing in here?
Verity asked, edging closer. Sylvie pulled the covers off her head. I miss it, she whispered. Of course, this had once been her room. Verity sat on the edge of the pink bedspread.
I'm sorry you had to give up the throne.
Sylvie clutched the blanket tighter. Are you? My misfortune worked out well for you.
I never asked for my mum to take the throne. I wasn't even born when it happened. I'd be quite happy as the unknown cousin once removed.
Verity yanked off her crown and set it on the bedside cabinet.
You were young and reckless. You made bad decisions. That's what Mum said. You've only yourself to blame.
Sylvie's nostrils flared like a small, furious dragon, but instead of breathing fire, she only shrugged. After my parents died, I didn't know what to do. What 8-year-old does? She picked up the silver trinket from on top the bedside cabinet, a jewellery box etched with strange, illegible engravings. Opening it, she revealed a keychain with 50 keys, a lip balm, and a photograph of her parents. She sighed at the picture. They never prepared me, but I'm older now, wiser. I wouldn't waste the funds on ponies and purses. I'd be a good queen. After all, I'm the true heir. That doesn't change just because Valerie banished me.
She didn't banish you. Highland Manor's only 2 hours away.
Doesn't matter. I blew it. I let my people down. She shoved the photo back inside and snapped the box shut. Verity met her cousin's amber eyes. The fire there had dimmed.
You didn't let anyone down. You did your best.
Sylvie shook her head. No, I didn't. If I had one wish, I'd go back in time and do it all again. She lay back down, closing her eyes, leaving Verity to find another room in which to sleep.